Welcome back, man. It's Trucking with 9 to 5 Twine, man. And look, on this episode today, we gonna go through the full pre-trip, man. How to learn how to pre-trip your truck before you get it on the road, man. This was gonna prepare you to pass your CDL, the pre-trip portion of your CDL test, man, before you could get to the back end exercises, before you could do any of that, man. The first thing you gotta do is pre-trip. You gotta do pre-trip first, then you do the back end exercises, and after you do that, that's when you get on the road test, man, to get your CDL. But look, man, I'm gonna keep this video short, brief, and simple as possible because the pre-trip can be, the full pre-trip could get kind of long, man. So look, I'm not gonna talk y'all to death. We finna get full hands on, man, and in this video I'm gonna go through the whole full pre-trip and show y'all exactly how it's done and what you got to do on your test, on the CDL portion of your test. The pre-trip part of the portion, I'm gonna show y'all exactly what to do in order to pass the test, man. So look, it's cold outside. I got my coat on, I got my book, I got the book that I started with. You see it says Celadon Driving Academy, and y'all see Antoine on there. This is the book I learned. So I'm gonna go through each and every aspect of the pre-trip to properly teach y'all how to do it correctly, man. And we gonna knock it out, man, and that's what it is, man. So look, bruh, go ahead and like the video right now, because I'm finna show y'all the game on how to get y'all CDLs. Y'all learning from the best. Y'all see, I got the book, literally the binder they gave me. Y'all see the exact binder they gave me. The roll awaits. This trucking company is no longer in business, but that's not important, man. I'm going step by step by step, each and everything. I'm gonna show y'all, let y'all know how this supposed to go with this pre-trip. So look, man, I got the front facing camera on. I'm gonna turn it on the back facing camera. I never do front facing camera videos, but I'm gonna stop this and then do like the rest of the video is gonna be the rear camera, because it's gonna be hard for me to show y'all stuff like just pointing the camera doing that. So I'm gonna switch the camera. But look, man, let's get straight into it, man. Pre-trip trucking with 9 to 5 Twine, man. That's okay, what it is. Let's say we're gonna do the CDL portion. Oh no, I mean the pre-trip portion of the CDL test. First thing we're gonna do is check under engine. Those marks already been there. It's no. So basically the pre-trip is a visual and verbal inspection with the CDL test instructor. So he's saying, let's start the pre-trip. All right, there's no leaks, drips, or puddles under the engine. The clearance lights, they properly working. They the right color, they're the proper color. They working, they not cracked, damaged, broken, or missing. You got the left turn signal, the identification lights, the high beams and low beams. They working, they the proper color, they not cracked, damaged, broken, or missing, and they clean. Okay, let's go to the engine. Lift the engine up. We're gonna start the engine, permanent inspection of it. Okay. Okay. So we got the alternator. The alternator is right there. It's securely mounted, not damaged. The wires have a good connection and not frayed. No more than 3/4 inch of play in the belt. The belt is not cracked, damaged, or frayed. You can see that. I see that. Okay, moving on. The coolant reservoir, securely mounted and proper operating range. You see it's full. It's at the normal operating range. The hoses are securely attached. No leaking or damaged hoses. So y'all can see it's none in there. The turbocharger, exhaust pipe and stack. That's what this is. Turbocharger, exhaust pipe and stack, which runs from here all the way under the truck. And that is securely mounted, not damaged, no soot track signaling an exhaust leak. Next, we got the water pump, which is right there. This is the water pump right here. This is the AC compressor. This is the water pump right here. It's securely mounted, not damaged, no leaks. Hoses securely attached and not leaking. No more than 3/4 inch of play in the belt, not cracked, frayed, or damaged. Then you got the upper and lower radiator hoses. The upper and lower radiator hoses, they securely mounted, no leaks, and they in good condition. Then we got the air compressor, which is on the other side. So the air compressor is right there. You see all them airlines and whatnot. And it's kind of different from the older Freightliners, but that's the air compressor right there with all these hoses right there. And it's securely mounted, no air leaks and lines. It is gear driven. You gotta say it is gear driven or you will fail. The oil level right here, my oil dipstick, yellow one right there, it's at the normal operating range. You gotta visually check the level. The power steering reservoir is right here. It is gear driven. No, I'm sorry. It's securely mounted. Hoses securely attached. It's at normal operating range. Then you got the steering gearbox right under there. It's securely mounted. No leaks. No, you got the power steering pump right there. It is gear driven, no leaks. And the power steering gearbox securely mounted, no leaks, no leaking hoses. So the power steering pump is behind there. And this is the steering gearbox. Okay, so we're moving on. The steering gearbox is securely mounted, no leaks, no leaking hoses. You see it got the hoses running through there. And that's why I said the power steering pump is literally behind that black bar. Okay, moving forward. The steering linkage, which is this whole system. So you got the pivot arm, which is this long piece here. You got the pivot arm right there. You got the drag link, which is this right here. You got the upper and lower steering knuckles, which is this little black piece in between there. That's the tie rod right there. This right here is the tie rod. This little black little piece, that's the steering knuckle. There's one on the bottom to show you. There's one on the bottom too. And then all them parts of the steering linkage. It's all the way on that side. You gotta take this, yeah, you bust the left, go all the way down, and when you get to that light, you're gonna bust another left and you're gonna see the trailers in the yard. Driver needed instructions. So now you got the steering linkage. All the parts are secure, not broken, cracked, bent, or damaged. No missing castle nuts or cotter pins. That is a castle nut. And you see the little pin that's coming out right there. I don't know if you can see. That's a little pin, that little black part, that curve. See that little space? That's a pin. The castle nut and cotter pin. It's not missing. Okay. So for front suspension. So the front suspension, we got the front and rear spring mount. The front, that's the spring mount. Right there where I zoomed in at, right below that red little bolt. That's the spring mount. That's the front. That's the rear. Then it's securely mounted at the front and back. It's not bent, broken, cracked, or missing bolts. Not cracked or missing U-bolts. U-bolts are secure. The U-bolts, you see them U-bolts right there. Hold on. This is the U-bolt. This part right here. Then you got the leaf springs. This is the leaf spring. This bar right here, this is the leaf spring. Securely mounted at the front and back. Springs not shifted or out of place. No cracked springs. Then you got the shock absorber, which you see the shocks right here. This is the shock. That part right there, you see that's the shock. The shock is securely mounted, not bent, dented, or leaking. If it was leaking, you would see some kind of fluid coming out of that part right there. You see where the top and bottom half connect. You would see something leaking if it was. Okay. So moving on to the next part, the front brake system. This is the brake system right here. The hoses securely mounted, not cracked, frayed, or leaking hoses or lines. You got the chamber. This circle part is the chamber. The hoses and lines is self-explanatory. The brake chamber is right here. This big circle part. It's securely mounted. It's not dented, damaged, or leaking. The slack adjuster and push rod. That's this part right here. Slack adjuster and push rod. No more than 1 inch of free play at the push rod with the brakes released. You gotta say that or you'll fail. And the slack adjuster and push rod is not broken, bent, loose, or missing parts. The drums, which the drum is right there. And the linings, which are this is the drum, and this is the lining right here. And this is the lining right here. And those are not cracked, bent, broken. They not leaking from the inner oil seal from the drums. It's no holes. It's no missing parts. And the linings are not dangerously thin. Okay. Now you got the front wheel. Okay. So the tires, the air pressure is to the manufacturer specification. There's no bulges or cuts in the tire. They the proper tread depth, which is a minimum of 30 of an inch. So you see it's good tread. These are almost brand new, good tread. Let's move to the rim. The rim is not cracked or bent. There's no welding repairs on here. The lug nuts, there's no missing lug nuts. They tight, there's no shiny threads or rust trails. Is these rusted, but the threads is not like they stripped, and it's not like rust trails following those stripping. So yeah, the inner outer hub axle seal, which is this part, that circular part right here, is not missing, it's not leaking, it's not missing no bolts. So then we go to the driver mirrors. They securely mounted, not damaged. Not cracked, broken, or damaged. The driver door opens and closes properly. The seal around my driver door is in good condition. Hinges are secure. Door hinges are secure. Now we moving to the lights. My left and right turn signals, my 4 ways. These are my marker lights right here. They the proper color. They working. They not cracked, damaged, broken, or missing. We're gonna go to the fuel tank. So let me cut this. Let's do the def. The def securely. The cap is securely, the tank and cap is securely mounted and not leaking. Seal and cap is okay and in place. The gas cap, the tank and cap is securely mounted. Tank and cap not leaking. The seal and cap is okay and in place. The air and electrical lines securely mounted from the back of the tractor to the trailer, not cracked, frayed, cut, kinked, or leaking. Seals are present, not cracked or torn. From the trailer to the tractor, from the tractor to the trailer. The catwalk and steps right there. The steps is right there. I'll show you on the other side. They securely mounted. They not bent. They free of obstructions. The drive shaft is right there. This long shaft right there. It's securely mounted, not bent or twisted. The frame, which is this black part right here. The frame, this and that is not cracked or damaged. No missing bolts or illegal welds. Then you got the splash guard right here. It's securely mounted and not missing. And then for the tires, these drive tires, hold on 1 second. Okay, from the front of the trailer, the headboard, which is this whole front part, is not damaged. It's no holes. It's no missing rivets. It got the marker lights. They're in proper color. They working. They not cracked, broken, or missing. The air and electrical lines is securely mounted. Not cracked, frayed, kinked, or leaking. Seals are present, not cracked or torn. And then we're gonna go to the drive suspension. The front and rear, I would check the front and rear spring mounts on the drive suspension the same way as I check the steer axle, which you see they securely mounted at the front and back, not bent, broke, cracked, or missing bolts. No missing U-bolts. U-bolts are secure. The leaf springs, they securely mounted at the front and back. Springs are not shifted out of place. No cracked springs. The torque bar, which is this right here, right there. That right there is the torque bar. The shock absorber. This is the airbag. This circular part right here, that's the airbag. That bar right there is the torque bar. And the airbag is securely mounted, not leaking, not damaged. The shock absorber, which is right there. The shock absorber is right there. It's not securely mounted, not bent, dented, or leaking. Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. New driver, right?
Yeah. Thanks. And then you got the hoses, the lines, the brake chamber, the slack adjuster and push rod, the drums and the linings. I will check the same way as I check the steer axle. So you're going to check all these axles and parts that you checked on the steer. You're going to check these ones the same way because they all got the same parts. With the exclusion, the steer don't have airbags. And then you're going to check the tires, the rims, the lug nuts, the inner and outer axle seals, the space or spacer. It's proper spacing in between these two tires. There's no debris in between the wheels. And you will check the tires, the rims, and lug nuts just as you did the steer axle. The same way as you did the steer axle. And then you have the tractor lights. You got the left and right turn signals, the 4 ways, the tail lights, the brake lights, the backup lights. They the proper color, they clean, they working, they not cracked, broken, or missing. All right, I had to warm up, y'all, so I'm back at it. So the mud flaps, they securely mounted, they not torn or missing. So for the fifth wheel, you got the mountain bolts, all the bolts. They secure, they not broken, no missing parts. The release arm right there with the white tag on it. The release arm is right here. The release arm is right here. It's not broken, bent, or damaged. It's engaged in the lock position right now. The locking pins, the slider pins, which is those two right there. You see those missing squares, they got nothing in them, but those two do. Those locking slider pins, they not broken. There's no missing parts. They engaged in the lock position. The airline controls that lock the pins. The airline, those two little airlines, they control the lock pins. It's not kink, twist, or anything. The platform is not cracked or broken. It's securely holding the skid plate. The skid plate is securely mounted to the platform. Properly greased. And the tilt's freely is from under the trailer. Kingpin not broken, bent or damaged. See the kingpin. The apron is not bent, damaged. No damage to visible parts. Apron is basically the top of that. And that's the apron part. So the apron is the top part of where the trailer sits at. And that is not bent, no damage to visible parts. In the gap, trailer apron is laying flat on the skid plate, which is basically the fifth wheel. The locking jaws are fully closed around the shank of the kingpin, and there's no damage. And y'all can see that the locking jaw right there is around that kingpin. There's no damage to it. Okay. Then we got the landing gear right here, which people say the trailer legs, but that's called the landing gear. It's securely mounted. It's not damaged. It's fully raised. The handle is in a stored position. The support frame not cracked or damaged. This is the support frame right here. All those bars are the support frame. Proper spacing between landing gear and mud flaps. They're not supposed to be all the way touching here. The frame, which is under this, the frame all the way from the top of the trailer, from the front of the trailer, all the way to the back down there. All this part right here is the frame, the top rail, the bottom rail, the trailer floor, and the cross members. Which these bars, these things that look like bars, those is cross members. They not cracked, bent, or damaged. No missing or damaged cross members. No holes or damage to the trailer floor. Then you got the trailer light right there. It's the proper color. It's working. It's not cracked, bent, or damaged. The ABS light, the 4 ways, the marker lights. The tandem release. The locking pins is secure and locked in place. The release handle is secure. The locking pins and release handle for the tandem release. And then we have the ABS light. Is this light right here. It's the proper color, clean, working, not cracked, broken, or missing. And then you got the tandem mount, which is this whole system back here, which is the tandem mount. It's securely mounted, not damaged. The shock absorber airbags, the airbag mounting bar, the hoses and lines, the brake chamber, the slack adjuster and push rod, the drums and linings. I will check these the same way as I did the drive axle. The tires, the rims, the lug nuts, the inner and outer axle seals, the space. I would check all these the same way as I did the drive axle. The rear of the trailer, the mud flaps, they securely mounted, not torn or missing. Okay. You got the door hinges, which is this black part that's all around the trailer. Just basically that seals the trailer off. So no, the hinge isn't. So basically the doors, the hinges and latches is not broken, bent, or damaged. Both doors close and latch securely, as you can see from top to bottom. Door seals are attached and not damaged. These are the door seals. The door hinges is that, and that on both sides. Those are the door hinges, which those, as you can see, they not bent, broken, or damaged. And the hinges are secure and not damaged. And then you got the marker lights, you got the brake lights, the 4 ways, the clearance lights, the marker lights, the tail lights, left and rights, and the stop lights. They the proper color, they clean, they working, they not cracked, damaged, broken, or missing. And also, You got the DOT tape you got the DOT tape and stickers all the way from the front to the back of the trailer. The DOT-C2 tape, reflective tape. You got the DOT reflective tape on the back bumper. And once you do all that, I will check the passenger or the right side of the tractor and trailer the same exact way as I check the left or the driver's side. I will check the passenger side of the tractor and trailer, everything on the passenger side the same exact way as I did on the driver's side. And that is the pre-trip, my friends. And I'm sorry I've been lagging because I wanted to make sure I told y'all everything properly and I didn't want to skip nothing. And that is the pre-trip.